God level, you can tell him I said it. Level up. God level, you can tell him I said it. Level up. God level, you can tell him I said it. Level up. Level up. Level up. Go.
Everything, that means everything. Eyes connected to everything. And that's why I'm in everything. All eyes on me. All eyes on everything. That means everything. Eyes connected to everything.
And that's why. Oh my God. Okay, first things first, I am going to apologize for our tardiness. Y'all know I still work as a nurse, and today was a day. That being said, I want to thank you and welcome to Things That People Don't Want to Talk About, brought to you by God Level. I am originally from St. Louis, Missouri. I'm a mother, I'm a nurse. I have this podcast. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a sister. I'm a friend. I'm a cousin. I'm a GG. I am everything good. John, you want to go ahead and represent yourself?
John Skywalker, the Sly Talker here, lyricist, spoken word artist, martial artist, personal trainer, lover of life, student of psychology, and I am a husband who has 5 hip-hop albums streaming on all major DSPs now. Look up John Skywalker, look up John Skywalker, look up John Skywalker. Salute.
All right. King Newborn, you want to go ahead and represent yourself?
Peace. This King Newborn. You can follow me on all social media platforms at Newborn Everything. And as always, I am that I am. A service to the community, family, friends, and loved ones. Peace.
Sherman, you want to go ahead and represent yourself?
My name is Sherman Vaughn, and I'm taking baby steps and hitting every goal I can on the way. That's all I got.
Okay. Love it. Before we get started, I want to remind everyone that is on our Facebook. Oh, I'm a little slow too, even though it told me to go to Chrome. Oh, no. Okay. Anyway, if you're on our group, our Facebook page, please go ahead and go over to YouTube. Click the link. Go ahead, subscribe to the podcast. We will be moving there of this year. So I'm trying to give everybody time. I know we have like about 900 followers over there that watch our podcast in and out, and some check out at a later time. But if you want to continue to follow us as we grow, please go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube page, God Level 102, because by the end of the year, that's where we are officially going to be at. That's going to be our home from here, from that point on. Okay. John, what you got for us tonight?
Anxiety.
Have you found? This
Our topic is.
I'm going to also mention that this is mental health awareness month, and every topic that we do in the month of May is related to mental health. Tonight we're talking about anxiety. Next week is going to be depression, and then after that, suicide. So please check us out in these coming weeks. Have you found a fix for your anxiety, or are you just dodging it?
But we can first start off with, what anxiety is. How would you describe it in your own words? Is it a feeling, a physical sensation, a thought pattern, a mixture of everything?
For me, it would be a mixture of everything. It'd be like a heaviness in my chest, repeating thoughts that I can't get rid of, and fear. A lot of fear. Anxiety is associated with a lot of fear. I just recently had a touch of it last week. I don't know if y'all been paying my TikTok any attention, but I literally doubled in followers inside of 1 week just off of the stuff that I've been posting, and I got scared. I got scared a little bit. Like, am I going to be able to keep it up? So that anxiety kind of like, it was exciting to hit that 10, and then as it steady went up, I was like, ooh. That anxiety, like scared, like, am I going to be able to keep this up? So yeah, Definitely. That was for me. Anybody else?
Uh, yeah, so it's a mixture of everything. It's a mixture of everything. It hits me in my chest, my stomach, my head. It's not so
Mm,
many. It's not so much. Um, for me, it's not so many thoughts. It's what I'm fixated on. So it's usually what's in front of me, and
okay.
or if it's a situation that's in front of me, and stuff like that, it'll hit me, and it'll hit me hard, and I know exactly what it is. It'll shake me completely. So mine is, yeah, it's a mixture of all everything. Yeah, that's what I got.
King.
Oh, this is a subject that I'm learning more and more about, so I'm just paying attention right now.
I ain't mad at it.
But haven't you experienced anxiety?
Not from what y'all saying so far, but you did make out a point last time we were talking about fear. So if you want to associate uh, fear with anxiety, then yeah, but
Hmm.
nothing, nothing like what everybody explained it right now.
Hmm.
So what are your fears?
Like I say, I'm learning right now, so this is a teaching moment for me. I don't really have fears, and I was told that by John, the fear of like paying attention to danger and stuff like that. That's a fear. So I'm just learning right now.
Hmm. All right. So when I think of anxiety, I'm thinking about the body's internal alarm system, right? And I know that it has a bad rap, has a negative connotation attached to it, but it's an alarm system, right? It's telling you when something is off. But I will say that the experience is very unpleasant, right? But a lot of the times it's because something unpleasant is associated with it. It's signaling uh, tension in the area, in the room. Somewhere there is danger. Somewhere there is a potential threat, right? And so it's signaling that, hey, you might want to pay attention to this. What it feels like for me, it's like emotional static. It feels like electricity, like when you have inflammation in your body, it feels like it's always on fire. When you have a
Mm,
lot of inflammation in your body, it feels like it's on fire, but it's like this very quiet fire. It's very staticky. um so yeah, there's a lot of chaos there. Again, I'm thinking like electricity shock, staticky, and you can't really think straight. And therefore, it's certain thoughts that come into your mind. It's the overthinking, right? That's the big one, right? The overthinking, the over planning, the over compensating. You're
yeah.
overdoing it. And it's excessive because, you know, the emotions are so high and so riled that your perception of the problem is bigger than what it really needs to be. So you're going to exaggerate a few of the details because the feelings,
Yeah.
so it's it's a response. It's a response, and it's signaling for you to do something about the situation. And
Yeah.
yeah, you can regulate yourself, right?
Hmm.
So yeah, we got some sensations here. There are some psychological elements to it. um it's the what if I fail. it's
Mm,
um
the self-talk,
it's
that self-talk. Yeah.
yeah, you look good on the surface, but you're kind of just like shaking at your core, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But it's I guess it's very much aligned with our survival instincts.
Mm,
But a lot of the times it's our survival instincts in overdrive because you're supposed to check them in the moment. But and I'm guilty of this. In fact, last week I caught myself in this talking to my homeboy. Some of us will say we don't have time for anxiety. And from a rational point of view, that might seem true. I don't have time to be anxious. It's actually pretty stupid because what you're saying is I don't have time to have a feeling.
mm,
And feelings come and go.
Yeah.
You know, they come and go, and they're pretty swift. They can be pretty swift. Like a mood is a little bit slower, but just having an impulse, a feeling, that's pretty quick. You don't have
Yeah.
time for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's
Finish
more
that.
so about when we say that, we're saying, I don't have time to solve this problem. But it's even deeper because there's an arrogance about that. It's very arrogant. You're presuming that you actually understand your anxiety in the first place. You don't. You don't. But you're saying you're just being standoffish about it. You're dismissive about the feeling, and so you say, I don't have time for it, as to minimize the feeling, to make it insignificant, and then you throw it over there with the rest of your anxieties that you just minimized. And then all it takes is something to trigger that closet, or one of those little seeds that you just condensed, and then pow, explosion, all this, and now you have a panic attack, and you don't know where it came from. The arrogance. I don't have time for anxiety, meaning I don't have the willpower, the knowledge to understand what anxiety is, what caused my anxiety, and what to do about it. Because that requires emotional intelligence, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It requires you to know how to actually manage your feelings. And what we often do is the easy one, suppression, and then repression. Repression is the maintenance. So it's easy to just push it down or escape it.
Yeah.
And you know, we do that. We do that with let's just say, for example, medications, quick fixes that end up becoming long-term, sometimes addictions, right? It's in our social media. It's in sex. Escapism comes in a lot of forms. So it's just a strategy. It's just our way to cope with it. The anxiety's right there. I got to do something about this, though. If you're a rational person, if you're a self-aware person, you're going to realize, hey, this experience is starting to become it's developing into a habit. I might need to do something. I might need to tame that. Well, you know, that requires investigation. That requires investigation. You ain't got time to investigate, right? So that's why I say there's the arrogance. It's, I don't have time to deal with myself. I don't have the time to deal with me. But I'm working on me, though. I'm working on me. I'm loving myself. I'm loving myself. Do you think it's important for everyone to understand what anxiety is? Why not?
You just explained it.
Yeah.
John, you kill me with that. You just explained it.
That's perfect.
So everyone should understand? Should everyone understand?
It's a part of you. It's you. It's you having a moment.
I mean, it's one thing for me.
That moment, last week I had to explore. Okay, I had to sit with myself and feel that. Okay, why am I feeling like this? This is why I'm feeling like this. Okay, what can I do about this feeling? I got to move from out of this feeling and push forward. It's you holding you back because you're scared to take another step forward. But once you take that other step forward, then boom, here comes the other foot. Then boom, here comes the other foot. Next thing you know, okay, you're still walking in the direction that you want to go in. You just got to get over that little invisible hump that you think that you have. That's it. You know, I had a phone conversation with a young lady over the weekend. She said, do it scared. Have faith and do it scared. Have faith and do it scared. I was like, whoa. And once you get that first foot, the second one becomes easier. The next one becomes easier. It becomes easier. It's all types of mixed feelings going through your mind. Yeah. For everybody, it's something totally different.
It
Yeah.
can be, yeah.
Mhm.
You know, it depends on the individual, right? And how
Yeah.
clear or how concentrated, how focused you are, right? How observant
Right.
you are. It could be, hey, I'm having anxiety about this, and I said to myself I wasn't gonna have anxiety about this, so now I'm upset about that. But dang, now I'm depressed about being upset about having anxiety about. Oh wow, that's 3 emotions. It happens so fast. It happens so fast. This is what I'm saying. I
It's
know because
true.
it's
I
me.
did
I
that.
you got so
I've been there.
if you really pay attention to your experiences, yes,
Mhm.
overthinking,
Yes.
overthinking, right?
Yes.
But the overthinking is the emotional response, right? Your anxiety has hijacked your thinking. So you don't have any control over it. It's like, all right, you driving in this Tesla and it was on manual and then oh shoot, okay, somebody just hijacked my shit. I ain't got control of my
Yeah, that's
right,
scary.
That the pause is very important.
right.
Yeah.
But
Pause.
yeah, and the pause is just your awareness. That's
That's
it.
it.
This
Yeah.
is if you're going, if you just stop and observe, that's
Yeah.
being mindful, right? But I will say this, and even though it's a strategy to manage your anxiety, really just anything, the practice of mindfulness, ladies and gentlemen, kings and queens, peasants included, the practice of mindfulness, that shit by itself is hard.
Yep.
Just staying mindful, just staying present every moment of your what? You're finna get tired. You're gonna
That's
get
a skill.
tired.
That's hard.
Mhm.
Right? Just to constantly be in the present moment, to just not think about the future, not reflect on the past, only here. That's hard.
Mm.
But it's necessary so that you can see what's here and deal with what's here as early as possible. Because what happens is we ignore, we procrastinate, we push it down, we suppress, we stack up, we build up. And now we got all these diseases because we're holding on to these feelings and thoughts unprocessed, just storing that
And
shit.
they're gonna come back.
And it's negative energy. So, negative
gonna-
begets negative.
That's true.
Yeah.
So
Well,
if
And
you
it's
like to
gonna
be
come back.
healthy,
Yeah.
understanding what anxiety is important. If you want to be healthy. Now, if you ain't trying to be healthy, if you like fuck that bullshit, then hey, anxiety's not important. You don't even have to know what the word is. And we're gonna move on like this. How well?
I just wanted to acknowledge that my anxiety hits me at night most of the time. So I would sit up in my bed and I would start to meditate. I used to sleep with the light on. I had to sleep with a light on. Whatever you are thinking about is requiring for you to acknowledge it. Don't dismiss it. Whatever you have going on in your mind, you might want to go sit down and talk to somebody about it, or start writing it down. And when you write it down, you can burn it afterward, release it. Once you start to do things to get it up and get it out, because it's not going to stop until you acknowledge it. Once I acknowledged why, okay, it hits me harder at night, that was letting me know I needed to deal with it. The more I ran, the more it ran after me. But when you stop and you face that shit, excuse my language, you face that shit, you take that is like the moment where you literally begin to take your power back in that situation.
So you were motivated because you was like, I'm sick of this. I'm sick of this, man.
I was literally sleeping with the light on because and once I faced it, now the light is off. Now I don't need the TV for the extra noise. Yeah, now I can just go to sleep peacefully. So yeah, I just wanted to to say that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we gotta recognize our motivations for change. If this
Yeah.
ain't working, like, and you know, it requires a sensitivity to yourself, don't you think?
Yes.
Definitely.
Because some people they're numb to themselves. Like they don't like themselves so much that even if you're taking punishment, you're just like, well, I must deserve it. You know, you kind of numb yourself.
They don't like themselves so much for the stuff that they've went through, and they still blame themselves for going through it because they felt like they should have been smarter than that or better than that.
The expectations. Yeah.
There you go.
So,
So, yeah.
how well do you think you recognize anxiety in yourself versus in others? Like, you know, someone that seems kind of off or withdrawn. How well? Oh,
I'm still reading Michelle. Menopause plays a role in some women when it comes to anxiety. It is, I am getting older, but I embrace that shit. I've already
but she said some, right? She said some women.
Yeah, some, yeah. So yeah, come on with it.
How well do you think you recognize anxiety in yourself versus in others? Well, quick story time for me. I'll keep it brief. I was 19 and I worked at Barnes Jewish Hospital, and I got lucky enough to meet an actual monk. I mean, he had the garb on and everything. Could have been a costume. Could have fooled me. But he was extremely smart, and everywhere that he went, peace followed. I'm talking about a happiness. He exuded a type of aura that it'll make the attitude of a floor change. So I took down his family member. Never knew his name. I knew the patient's name, obviously, but never knew his name. But he pulled me to the side and he gave me about 4 lessons that I didn't understand until I was 21, 26, 28, and 30. What he gave me that I understood at 21 was whatever emotion that you feel, it only takes 12 minutes to process that. Anything after that, you're putting yourself through. So it taught me how to look at every single emotion, but I didn't understand it till 2 years later. I had no idea. I just took in what he said, and because I wanted what he had. That type of aura, that type of shit. It was beautiful. That type of light, and everybody that he spoke to, he spoke softly, but you can hear him. It's profound. Spoke sternly, spoke directly, and because he didn't give too much energy to people around him, but he gave his energy to me, and I thought that was important. So I made it important. And I remember what he said. So, in turn, how I saw how that started to work in me, that helped me see others. So when I was able to look in the mirror and look at those emotions and look at myself and accept all of it, it seems like everything around me became transparent. So I can see from a mile away how you feel. Of course, people don't believe that, and that seems crazy, but I like studying people. So call it what you want. I like being me. So long story short, with me seeing myself and my emotions, it helped me in turn see other people's emotions and themselves. It worked.
It works. It does. It does. Ooh, baby. Fire.
Absolutely.
Fire.
That's what I got.
Okay.
In your experiences, how well do you think you recognize anxiety in yourself versus in others?
I don't know, John. To be honest, this has been a journey from, like I said, the last time we talked about fear all the way up to now. It makes me reevaluate. You know what I'm saying? So to get a clear picture, just using those words, alone. One person might say semantics, trying to associate a feeling, emotion when I'm going through something that might entail the word fear by definition, but it doesn't really fit in my mental note of what I understand fear to be. So I mean, it's a walk. It's a walk. It's a personal walk. Really trying to see things for anxiety. It's a learning process, bro. To be honest, to fit it in with that. Like if I were to say an example with the passing of my mom and my dad per se. Let's take this as an example. When Father's Day and Mother's Day come around, right?
Mhm.
It's like I think it's more so of anger, and it comes from when I was a child, having to defend the fact that both of my parents are dead. Constantly have to fight about it. Somebody say something, I fly off the handle. I don't know if you would put that in fear or anxiety.
No, you said anger though. You said anger, so you
Yeah,
got
no, I'm saying it was definitely anger, but I don't know. Would that be because I had an emotion of anxiety, or it could be depressed because of the fact that I heard, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know how you would fit that in there. I'm just saying, because I'm just giving an example. So as I look back on that over the years, even all the way up until my adulthood, anytime them days come around, I isolate myself.
So you are having some anxiety.
So I isolate myself, and I know that's not a good thing, and it's not right to others when I do this, because you never know who might could understand or lend a hand to want to, to help me for it. But again, let me be clear. Like I said when we first started tonight, I never looked at it like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I was unable to associate it with anxiety, fear, even like you said, depression. So I mean, that was something deep. But as of this past Sunday, working out and going for a walk, instead of isolating myself, I isolated the thought of, okay, I don't have my mom, I don't have my dad. I normally run from everybody and just, like I say, isolate myself. So Sunday was my release period. So I just released everything while I was walking and hitting the steps and working out. I just released everything.
Yeah.
So I was at peace. Like Sherman say 12 minutes. But even within the 12 minutes and beyond, it was more so helping myself understand that thought of something that happened in the past that I had no control over. It doesn't serve me purpose in my now, in my today moment of things that I'm doing. So, I mean, that's the best I can kind of give you for me, in that realm. So like I said, I'm learning. It's okay to be a student, and I'm all right with that.
In terms of how well I recognize it in myself, I'm still learning to recognize it in myself. The degree of proficiency, I think I catch it most times, right? But I'm also very focused on prevention, right? Because I know that recognition and diagnosis is a little bit challenging for me, right? I'm still trying to, it's like, I know, like I said before, there's this electric feeling, this static feeling, right? And it's like, it's right there, but me being as disciplined as I am, I could be like, go, 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 go. Wait, go, go, go. Wait, I said wait. Go, go. Just 5 more minutes. Procrastinate, and then next you know, it's just sitting right there, just dead, right? But still, so all intended, right? All intended to deal with that. I can push it a little bit too far. and it pile up and I miss it, the oversight, and then swoosh. Now I'm confused. Like, why am I reacting to this shit right here? I wouldn't normally react to this. Am I off? Are you off? Is it Mercury retrograde? What's going? No, it's just me. I start to get curious because I'm looking around and I'm like, yo, I'm not having pleasant experiences right now, but nothing is wrong. But why does it feel like I'll start asking questions after a while because it lingers too long?
Yeah.
I can recognize that now, right? But it's the immediate acknowledgement that needs work. In others, oh gosh, struggling, still struggling, still struggling.
Are you serious?
Yeah, because look, unless you vocalize it, people are really good with their poker faces. Some people will double down on the lie, and I don't like to intrude, so, and I don't like to be wrong either. I don't like to be wrong, and so I could be, just for caring, I could be gaslit, like, no, Nick, what? You tripping? I'm good. I'm Gucci. I'm A1. And it's like, oh, okay. Damn, I got that wrong. Shit, I feel like shit.
Yeah.
You just made me feel like shit, and you were actually anxious. Yeah, man.
Exactly.
I my bad, man. It's just you know how it go. Yeah, I know how it go. But damn, you didn't. You could have said something. Shit. So it goes without saying, hey, if they asking and you trust them, you should probably go ahead and give that feedback. All right, because your friends are important in helping to diagnose whether you have it or not. Hey, you all right over there? Like, hey, you've been moving kind of funky, or hey, man, you've been kind of, icky. You've been snappy. Like, you need some head. Like you good? Yeah. Temperature check, right? Because we're like, yo, you kind of snappy. You usually ain't like this. Like, what's going on, right? Just putting that out there.
Did you just hear what you said? Just go back and rewind it at this time.
We are not doing that here.
Okay.
What are some of the ways we can get better at noticing these emotional cues to support each other? That's not supposed to be read with laughter.
I'm so sorry. What are some ways we can get?
Well,
yeah. So recognizing, like, how can we get better at recognizing it in other people?
Well, it only kind of speak for me. Certain greetings for me show me where you at. It just shows me where you at. But I always jump first. It's a simple, hey, how you doing? I mean, if you don't want to talk, you don't usually ask it back. But if I notice something, when you ask it back, I'll tell you I'm barely making it. Don't keep my head above water. Opens up the door right there. I do that on a daily.
So if it's given, it's an invitation, right? If it's
absolutely, I just give the invitation. So because if I see somebody happy and blissful when they get in, if they have that poker face too well, when I answer back, I'm doing amazing. I'm blessed. I'm going my direction. I'm feeling good. I'm thinking good. What about you? There it is. So I manage. So if I see an emotion, I'll tell you I'm in that emotion too. I'm drowning just like you. I just open that door, and I'll be honest, I would give it about an 85% work. They run right through that door. So let me tell you about this. And I just listen because it's easy to talk to a stranger.
We were strangers when we met.
Yeah.
And man, the conversation just fucking flowed. Do you hear me?
Beautifully.
Man.
Beautifully.
Can I answer that question, please?
Absolutely.
Do you think age plays a part in anxiety? That all depends on how you feel about getting older.
Yep.
That depends on you. How do you feel about getting older? If that's not something that you like, then there go your anxiety. But if you are embracing it, hey, embrace it. Yeah, that depends on how you feel. All right, let that go. Thank you. Who's
Anybody
next?
else? We cool here? We got some clarity here.
I listen for different tones in a voice and how you say your words.
Mm.
That generally cues me that something is off. The conversation, the way that you're talking, what you're talking about, the tone in which you're using your it's like, wait a minute, pause, stop, let's talk. What's going on? I can hear it. Because I don't see you all every day. See you all at all.
Yeah. That's true.
So I have to listen for it. Me and Ivy, we talk all the time. If she's feeling some kind of way, I'm going to hear it first. I'm going to hear it. I ain't going to see it. I'm going to hear it. So, yeah. And if she needs go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was going to say, simply put, one, of course, you got to stay curious. And again, I know mindfulness, our attention is a very valuable resource, right? Paying attention to somebody in terms of how they move normally, and then to be able to identify a dysfunction, a discrepancy, that requires a lot of attention, okay? So being curious about the people that you're interacting with. I mean, first you got to do that with yourself. I should have prefaced everything with that. If you want to get better at noticing it in other people, you have to first notice it in yourself. Now, of course, we all have our idiosyncrasies, but if you're curious about you, you'll be curious about other people, because you're going to wonder, does it look the same? Does it?
Yes.
Like, just that question right there. Does my anxiety look the same as everybody else's?
Yeah.
All right. And you're going to be paying attention. Like, you're going to be a scientist out here in the lab, just studying people. Like, okay, oh, this is what it looks like when you're anxious. Okay, dang, that's different. Why do? And then you try to empathize with that and try to understand it. So your curiosity is like the driving force here. If you want to get better at noticing these, and you're gonna get it wrong a lot of the times. I still get it wrong, but stay curious, because it's better to just get it wrong and then get it right eventually than just to not do it at all and just always get it wrong. And it could really cost you dearly, right? Next question. Are you aware of what causes / influences your anxiety, and does your understanding of these triggers help you deal with it? Yeah. So any given day.
Yeah.
On any given day, right?
When I have a thought that I feel like I'm not where I'm supposed to be, but then I have to remind myself how far I've come, and then also have to follow up with my positive affirmations, and then look at the good things that I have going on right now. Those are your tools, baby. That was a whole plan. You got to do that. So yeah. And understanding the triggers is when my daughter asks me a question. It's like, damn, I'm working towards it. So yeah. So yeah, that's me in a nutshell.
I'm gonna fire off early. My perception of myself and my perception of the situation typically causes my anxiety. You see, I could present a problem to somebody in my circle, and I've done this before, and it doesn't bother them, right? And so I would recheck my perception and say, hold up, did I just overreact? Let me see what you saw. Like, I'm getting feedback from my peeps about the situation. And I said, okay. And then I'll recheck, like, how about this perspective? Does this one fit better, John? Yeah, this one fits better. See, that was you. That was your fault, bro. Your perception, your perspective. So perspective shapes my anxiety a lot. The way that I look at the situation really influences whether I'm going to have a sort of fear response, like as in, oh man, what if I fail? What if I don't make it? What if the worst happens? Right? It cools all that down, right? When you have the proper perspective that says, oh, that's not happening. This is happening. Like I can rest in confidence in this perspective. So even though the other perspectives might be valid, how you look at this is problematic might be valid. But this perspective right here, this is the one that's going to correct whatever is going on here. It's going to get me out of here. Your perspective is cool, but respectfully, this one's going to get me out. I don't want to stay here in anxiety. That's the whole point of having the perspective. Is how are you going to navigate this? It's here. This is the obstacle. And you have this, about it. It's right here. But what am I going to do? That's the question. What am I doing next?
You're Maddox. How does your anxiety affect your daily routine and activity?
Whew.
It can slow you down. That's for damn sure.
Disrupt.
Man, have you overthinking.
It's a class clown in this bit.
Scared to take a step, scared to move. Ooh, which way do I go? Yeah, it can slow you down. It really can. Instill doubt. Oh shit.
Yeah, instill.
And you don't want to be doubting yourself. You want that confidence. You want to feel confident about everything that you do, and everything that you're doing. But that anxiety will have you feeling like
it could paralyze you. It could paralyze you.
Yeah.
You thought you was getting this done today? Shit, sit your ass down.
Man.
Ooh.
I try to escape. I just try to
down for the count.
Try to escape. Yeah. Escape.
You try to escape?
Absolutely. Go to something that I know for sure will not so much bring me dopamine, but get me back on my square.
Okay.
Just stay on my square. Stay on my square. If I feel like I'm getting shaky, check the square, check the sides, check your edges, see what's going on. What broke off, what happened. So
yeah,
mine's compounded. Yeah, just one step at a time. I can't take that.
I mean, it's the alarm system, right? Yeah, so he knows how the alarm system works. He goes and checks. He checking the backyard. Like, hold on, let me. I got my shotgun.
Exactly.
I got my katana as a backup. That's my sidearm. Exactly. I got some nunchucks.
Okay. Who's asking us questions? What strategies have you tried to manage your anxiety, and how effective have they been? Wonderful.
Well, Dave, I mean, you just asking the questions for me. Golly, man. Dang, we were gonna get there. We just we just had the foreplay, and now you just gave us the whole thing.
I mean, that what strategies have you tried? First things first, you want to acknowledge your feelings. Acknowledge it. Why do you feel that? You feel that? You feel it. Why do you feel? Get to the root of why you're having that feeling. Yeah. So and then remind yourself, wait a minute, hold on. And then remind yourself who the fuck you are.
Hey, maybe. Because self-esteem is affected here, right?
Yes.
Like shake this off. Shake it off, boy. Shake it off.
Shake it off. Keep moving. Yeah.
Shake it off, boy. Get them off it.
I never looked at this. I never thought I had a strategy, but my strategy is physical. I immediately go physical. I say, is it hurting you? Will you survive past it? That's it. As soon as I look at it from that, I'm like, it's not hurting me. I know I can survive past it. I'm still breathing. If I got those three things, it takes me from here straight back down. And then I can look at it. And that's when I go check the backyard. Because I got to get outside the door first. I just got to get out the door. As soon as I get out there, I take it back down. I'm out the door. Because it ain't nothing out here.
Yeah.
And I see
It will
they
box
give me
you in.
this. You see what I'm saying? And I really
It will box you in.
the same way what you just said too is remind yourself who you are, because I honestly believe I think you're gonna need 3 grenades, a dragon, 1,700 soldiers that's armed to take me out. And I don't think you got that. So if you don't, please get out my backyard.
I love it. I love it.
That's where I'm at.
Wait a minute. Did you say dragons?
I think you do. I think you need at least one. You need at least one. Vampire, something mythical.
You damn right.
King, are you aware of what causes or influences your anxiety?
Like I was saying, my situation Sunday. So just looking back over stuff, like dang, I always run when Father's Day and Mother's Day come around. I felt like I started to do that Sunday, and like John said, and I'm sorry, like Skywalker and Sherman said, you know, real quick, like, hold up, wait a minute, what we doing here? What's going on? Is this where we at? Is this what we on? We're gonna repeat this over and over and over with no solution.
Self-talk. Okay.
I must be getting a call.
All right. Oh, guy level.
Thank you. It's okay. I understand exactly what you go through, because I go through it every Christmas. The moment November hit, and you know how they like to play Christmas songs early. It is a song. My mother's favorite cartoon show was Charlie Brown. And whenever I hear that song, it makes me stop in my tracks, and I'm automatically flooded with memories of her. And it reminds me that it's getting close to Christmas, and that's when the anxiety that leads to the depression sits in. Like, it's coming, you know. And the moment Christmas is over with, I'm feeling fine. So one year I took about an hour of my time and played the song over and over and over to hope that it will lose some of its effect, and to just, that was my way of facing it, you know. So yeah, I get it. Mother's Day come around, she's not here. I get it. And as soon as those days come up, it's like, oof, here it comes. So I get it. I just want you to know that I share that with you. So yeah, I don't say shit. I understand. So yeah.
What would make it easier for y'all to talk openly about anxiety with others?
You don't want to be talking to somebody that's judgy.
Okay. All right.
Non-judgment zone. Judge me.
All right. Judgment-free zones. All
yeah,
right.
Judgment-free zone. Somebody that you trust, you know, that you can literally sit there and open up. Oh my God. Yeah. You got to be able to trust that person. You know, I can talk to y'all about anything, so I don't have any reservations. It's there. You know. So yeah. That's it.
I try to stay cleverly calculated. I want to see where your intellect is. So I'm gonna test you. I always run you through a trial. Because I never give out who I am. Because I never give out who I am. It's hard for me to do that because when I dive, I don't just dive. I only stay surface if that's where you want to be. I only stay surface if that's where you want to be.
Oh.
So I'll run you through a trial. I give you my series of life's do's and life's don'ts. I give you my little questions and I see where you at. And depending on how you answer is where we'll go.
Did I get that? I didn't get that.
You did. It
I
was a countdown.
did.
Yeah, it was a step. Everything was a step. It was slowly opening. The door's up. I take one step. Oh, this door's open. I take another step. Oh shit, that door and that door's open. Oh, so we can talk about both of these. So then I see this door's open. So if I unlock these doors, I open those doors behind me for you. So as soon as I see that door's open, I hit you with my, situation or feeling about it, or I'll be vulnerable and I just give you the story. I give you something deep. Because you opened your door, I see it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at your door. So I go back. I got my janitor keys. I open my door, and I give you that. And then you walk through your door, and then I walk through then you walk through your door, and we go as far as you want.
It was easy too.
That's it.
It was easy. It was just a flow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trust.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I build the trust step by step, and if I feel I cannot trust you, we stay surface. We stay on the beach. We hit the ball. We smack a watermelon. We drink whatever you want to do. But you are not ready to go to the ocean with me, and that's okay. That's okay. Everybody's not ready. That's fine. But that's where I live. Because if you pay attention, you look down. I ain't got no legs. I got a fin. That's where I'm going. That's the only place I want to be. It's up to you. It's up to you. Yeah, that's in a nutshell how I figure out who you are.
King.
Well, I guess I could piggyback off of Sherman, but it's more so of it's like a reverse tactic. So I try to overload you with a lot of information, just to see what you're gonna do with it, and that lets me know where you're not and where you're trying to go. It don't let me know where you at. What lets me know where you at is when you start to question me, and I already let it be known that I'm transparent. So whatever I give you is because I give it to you, because I don't care what you do with it. So with Sherman, when we first met, he was just like, "Man, how you so confident?" I said, "Bro, I'm not. I'm just handling business. I came here with a purpose. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less." But even as this night goes on, this live goes on, I understand from the perspective of what fear is and anxiety is. And I look at it now as I was going towards what it was that I had lack of knowledge of, which I guess that's a form of fear in some cases, but I wasn't going to let it rule me. So in the process of doing that to someone else, they'd be like, "Oh man, he's a little cocky about it." And I just understood that I'm here with a purpose. And that purpose was I'm going to obtain what I'm here to get, and I'm going to press on. Now, I've heard all the dangerous stories. You can take this semi, you can kill somebody. So yeah, that always played a factor in my head. Y'all gonna let me run around in this, and I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to shift an 18-wheeler. Come to find out, it only had 10. It was a 10 speed, so it wasn't too much I could do in it. Beautiful. We was just going in circles. But the fear that I could kill somebody, like they made sure they kept saying it. You driving a 80,000 pound fully loaded bullet, and it's gonna take names along the way if you use it incorrectly.
Yeah.
So I say what like what Sherman says, to be open. Like John, if you say some of the stuff that we talk about, okay, well that might be fear, that might be anxiety. I'm putting it out front and be like, all right, we're hurt. How you see it? Then when you say what you say, like even with Sherman, like Sherman be like, man, I love that car. I'm like, no. How I had to get that car, I had to get hurt. I didn't like that part. You know what I'm saying? And during that process, I think fear took over, anxiety took over, but I accept both of the feelings that was associated with my car accident, and pretty much let go of the wheel, say whatever it is, it's gonna be, period. So I had to go through that to get a nice shiny car. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't the goal, wasn't the purpose, wasn't my aim. But I guess you could say that's what I met, a big heap of fear. It was like, there's only so much you can control in your life. And what you can control, you deal with it. So I guess that's one way of looking at it, trying to be open about it to where it'd be easier to face. And I guess with doing it that way and coming to the podcast and understanding a lot of terms and definitions of stuff, you look back, oh, okay, that's what that was. That's what this was. That's why you did that. That's why you didn't do that. You could have did that. Okay, this makes sense. So, I mean, like I say, I'm still a student, but my practice is trying to be better than I was yesterday. So even with that, and like I say, Sunday, with that whole situation, I released myself of that. I held myself bondage to that. So, I mean, I'm still mastery of self, period, doing what's necessary to know more about myself. And it's something like that, like you said, John, it'd be stupid not to acknowledge these emotions. Okay, I give you that. But once you master or just acknowledge that emotional feeling that you're having, do you allow yourself to keep repeating it though? At some point you have to grow and move on from that. Now it's going to be there's going to be other experiences that you may encounter that may follow along up under the same principle, but you shouldn't repeat the same thing over and over. And I think we all could say that's a form of insanity if you allow yourself to keep.
Well, that depends on what it is.
That's why I'm study saying.
It depends on,
that's why I'm study saying I'm a student. I'm not saying what I'm saying is law. I'm just saying from my perspective of what I go through. I'm saying I'm telling myself this. So even like you said, it just depends on what you're going through. And I understand that. Like I said, I was doing this since I was a little kid because of the loss of my mom and dad, having fights, not knowing how to channel all of that. But I can't continue to allow myself, if I'm considering myself to grow, I have to master that. Whatever that, I have to master that. I have to get behind it and be like, you know what? What am I gaining from this? What purpose is it serving me by constantly entering in that over and over? Again, I'm saying for me, in my experience. I'm not saying for nobody else, just for me. And because of that, I was like, yo, we gotta let that go. There's people out here that love you, people that care about you, and more importantly, no matter what, you are a direct descendant from both of them. So they always are with you. So I had to let go of that. Right. So I'm just saying that's my experience. I'm not saying that applies to everybody.
I did say that. How are you so confident? I did say that. I did look at the car. I did say that. I did see that he ate fear. I didn't know what the fuck was going on. Excuse my French. I had no idea. How do you get in the 18-wheeler and you told me you ain't never been in an 18-wheeler?
Nope.
But it looked like you've been in an 18-wheeler. I'm watching you. I'm thinking he lied. Thinking he was just stringing me along.
Nah.
Yeah,
nah.
I saw all of that. But it that mask, I wanted to generate that mask. I wanted to do that too. So if I was ever hit with something crazy or something I felt was too big, Put the mask on. Because what you scared for? Get in the truck. That's it.
I would say
If
that
you get
over
in
and
the
over
truck-
and over. Yeah, that's what I say.
If
Over
you
and
in-
over and over.
When you're in the truck, do what they right there with you. Do
Yeah,
what they asking you to do.
that's
And even
it.
if they not in there with you, you know what to do. Get in
Yeah.
the truck. Oh, you don't want to
You
get
got,
in
you
the truck?
got to get in the truck. Yeah, and if you ain't gonna
I'm
get
in
in
the
there, I'm gonna get in there. Right,
I'ma get
right,
in there.
right.
Yeah. That's what it was. So that helped me and pulled me out of a place I was paralyzed. I was just stuck there. Took me 3 times to get out of it, but I got out of it. That was one of
Yeah,
the
we
biggest
both was going
accomplishments
through a
I
lot then.
had. Man, look where we at now.
Part of God
To
Level
be-
Podcast. Yeah,
Man, just happy to be smarter, to be honest. I'm so happy to be smarter. I may not have all the accolades, and my life may not look exactly like I want it to yet, but the knowledge that I have, that's priceless. Because I can give that. I can get it to my seed. That's the person I want to give it to. So I want to compartmentalize, get this file cabinet all the way right. So as soon as he feeling something, pow, I got a story for you. Let me tell you why I messed up. Let me tell you why I look stupid. Let me tell you why I was embarrassed. And then you tell me yours.
Reciprocal vulnerability.
Yeah.
That's one that would make it easier for me to open up about anxiety. Reciprocal vulnerability, that you too, me too, right? Visible empathy, not the I can. Nah, it's that I will, here it is. Right? There's a sense of security that comes with that. It's visible competence. I don't want you to just be motivated to do it. I want you to be capable, equipped, because that's how I feel when, it's the other way around. I want to be capable of doing it. If you bring a problem to me, I want to be able to solve it. If I can't, I need to make a referral. If I can. But I don't want to just merely believe. I want to know that I can help you with your issue. Oh man, you got this emotional baggage right here. Let me help you unpack it real quick. Let's sort this out real quick. Hey, but all I got is an hour. All right.
Right.
So
yeah. That's true.
I agree, non-judgmental, because it's like, all right, I don't need your morality here. I have a problem. I need some resolve. I don't need your criticism. I know that part we already know. I need something that actually works right now, because that's not working. You're taking pleasure in my pain. You're supposed to be a friend. I need you to be useful.
It's not funny. That's right.
I was gonna ask. So when you make so when you sort of like make an excuse, basically avoidance, because you don't want to deal with it, would there be another level of anxiety?
It could be, yeah.
Yeah, I see it as.
Are you avoiding because you're having anxiety about the anxiety? Yeah, that's possible too, man.
Damn.
Yeah.
I'm having
Yeah.
anxiety about the anxiety thing.
Yeah, man.
You
You'll see. Watch.
It's not
Watch,
funny.
God level. Watch. You gonna see. Like it's gonna be like a combo. It's gonna like sadness, anxiety, happiness, sadness, anxiety, combo. Just it be like that.
Dang.
Like, oh man, John said it was gonna be like this.
You know what? I gotta. Yeah, I listen. It'll hit me later. Oh my God, we're here we're at an hour. Do we have any other questions? We want to break this down a little.
Let's cap it off real quick. Anxiety management tips. All right, and so something I want you guys to consider here. We're all looking at the same news, okay? It might have a different spin, but we're pretty much looking at the same stuff, coming up with our own conclusions. A lot of us have anxiety about bills, about jobs, about whether we're even going to be here. It's everywhere. It's chaotic out there. Okay. But you have to create a sanctuary for yourself. It starts with your home. It starts with your living environment.
Yes.
Something as simple as decluttering, okay? Something as listen, if it's chaotic outside, it's a storm going on. Don't let it be messy in the house.
Yeah.
Get clear, okay? It ain't just sage either. Like organize. You got to organize your thoughts, organize your, So I need you guys to consider there's a lot of anxiety management strategies out there. We just talked about one, getting a pill, but a pill is supposed to be a short-term management strategy. Okay, it's supposed to be short-term, as in, hey, I just need a little bit of time to work on a long-term strategy. So that presumes a lot about our lifestyle as Americans. A lot of the times we don't have time for anxiety. I have so many responsibilities, I don't have time to deal with this feeling.
Right. I just got to keep going. No, acknowledge that shit. Acknowledge it. Yeah.
So it could be where, okay, hey, you might need to plan a vacation to where you can actually, that might sound very lackluster, but you're going to break down. Just stress. No relief. I got insomnia. I can't sleep at night, meaning I wake up with low energy. You start hopping between states. The body can only take so much stress.
That is true.
Anxiety management strategy 1, exercise. Yeah. If you strategically, systematically impose the stress on your body, you are conditioning your body to tolerate stress, to dampen its effects on your body, because you're already conditioned to deal with it. And it has to be regular, okay? It has to be this, because this is a conditioning. It takes conditioning to, fend off, ward off conditions. So if you change your conditioning, hey, you may not be able to respond to that, stress-inducing environment as well as you thought you could. So just take for a moment, y'all, in this time, more than ever, we got to have these psychological strategies. Just escaping is not enough. It's not going to be enough. You're going to need something a little bit more sustainable long term. And then the cost of living. So just throwing that out there. What y'all got?
Well,
I'm going to try that. Thanks. Good girl. Yo, Truth, who is this? Thank you.
I can only shoot it out of my brain how I shoot it out. From Dion, assertiveness, steadfast. That's what I picked up. From John, organization, compartmentalizing, being steady.
Yeah.
From Miss Ivy, non-judgmental, keep an open mind. From Miss Ivy, pretty much the same thing, but attack what you're scared of. Those are just some of the things that handled thus far. So everything. I got a lot more, but everything has helped me with looking at anxiety. Everything.
Attack what you're afraid of. Yo, that's a bar. That's a real slick bar,
that.
though.
Miss Ivy gave me that
what
on
you're
the
afraid of.
We were on a phone call. I think she said it on the podcast too, but yeah.
It makes a warrior out of you. If I'm afraid of it, I can fight it. If I'm afraid, I can.
I'll be honest. I just stepped on the spider that was bigger than it should have. But I attacked it. Not too long ago. Because John, I killed a snake with my katana. I was scared of it, but I attacked it. Yeah, and it worked.
But you know what? I might have to digest that further, because I'm like, I don't know. It's fear. This is fear. attacking fear.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But you know what?
Yeah,
On the
that-
other side, of fear for me has been the most bliss, other than helping somebody exactly how they need to be helped. Those are neck and neck. Those are neck and neck. That is the most blissful, biggest dopamine shot I've ever had in my life. On the other side of fear, when I attack something that I'm afraid of, and it works, crazy. I damn near go psychopathic with a type of happiness, and helping somebody exactly how they need to be helped, and they look at you. They look at you as Jesus. I'm not that. Don't put me in that category, but I appreciate that I was able to help you, and you gave me a feeling like none other. So yeah, that's where I'm at.
transaction. Yeah, the emotional transference. Yeah.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
King.
I think I picked up balance. Picked up balance and discipline a little bit more from John. Then I also picked up you have to identify whatever it is, but also acknowledge the fact that you're kind of the creator of it, which is kind of scary. You don't look at it like that, but it would take somebody to acknowledge that for you or to point it out. And once you do see that, it takes a different type of courage to acknowledge it, and then take one foot forward in the process to heal from that. And I learned that from God level. I learned from Miss Tanner. Of course, her favorite word is to stay curious. But something that I see a lot deeper is that becoming more self-aware. And that's a beautiful thing to have. Brother Sherman, by any means, baby, by any means. And when I say by any means, it's sort of like you just said with the fear. Or I'm gonna say not even fear. I'm gonna use the word anxiety. From tonight, what I'm learning, you have high levels of anxiety from trying to be like boom, like I'm here, but I ain't here because I don't have all the information, the know-how, the resources to it. But I still want to be kind of perceived here, and to want to be just like kind of cool with everybody, definitely understanding with everybody. It's not a small task, but then you can lose yourself within that. And I guess I kind of took to you because I saw that. So I take that from you that, don't be cool. Kind of waddle in that anxiety, like, damn, I got to do this right, but damn, I want to do it, but then I don't want to do it. Because if I fail, then I'm right back where I started at, but then I don't even have the knowledge to go with it. You know what? John, what you say? Wait a minute. Keep going. Sit down. Oh. Keep going. And before you know it, you done decapitated something over here. You supposed to can't do it that way, So like I say, I'm a student and I'm learning, man. I'm learning a whole lot from all of y'all, and I appreciate it.
Love.
All right. Well, that concludes tonight's episode on anxiety. I want to thank my panel, King Newborn, Sherman V, Master John Skywalker, who has 5 albums out. Go get it, please. They on Apple. All of them. Start from the which one? Oh,
Yeah, Dimensions.
yes.
Start from Dimensions.
Start from Dimensions. Hit play and listen. Now, the blue and white one is therapeutic. It's therapy. That is the ones with self-mastery on it.
Yeah, that's the first one.
Yeah. Get that one. Get that one. Get that
Love
one.
To be honest,
And
whichever
just
one
let
you
it play.
get, you're gonna hit repeat because
You-
it's
True.
so much to unpack. You know, if you listen,
Like, what did he say? What did he say? Why did he say it like
Yes.
that?
You gotta
Don't
you
go
gonna
back.
you gonna keep
Yeah.
hitting rewind like what?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
They
Well,
not ready.
did he think what he wasn't
They
slick.
ready. You know what? I'm gonna stop saying that. They ready. Yeah, Mr. Debonair, rewind. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, yeah. Tonight. Oh my God, I don't even know how to end this. Does anybody have any closing? We've already said everything we needed to say. This was about anxiety. Don't let anxiety take control of your life. Okay, just explore it. Ask questions. Why do you feel this way?
Stay a student.
You know, stay a student. Explore it. And then do it scared and do it with faith.
There it is. There it is.
We'll be back next week with depression. With that being said, John, you got me.
Salud.